Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I wanted to talk about Batman 3 Jokers. Yeah, I know I'm a little late to the party on this, because in the year 2020, God forbid somebody actually tried to articulate a coherent opinion on something after taking more than 3 seconds to think about the thing that they're going to talk about. But anyways, just a little backstory. I talked about the first issue on the channel, and I was pleasantly surprised. I really enjoyed it. This first issue made my dick harder than the will to live, and again, I just wasn't expecting that. Mainly because I'm not the biggest Geoff Johns fan. I mean, I don't hate the guy. I know people who hate Geoff Johns, with a passion. They think that he is the worst thing to happen to comics since Alan Moore and Watchmen. And, I also know a lot of people who hate Alan Moore, but that's a different topic. But yeah, I don't hate Geoff Johns. He's definitely written some comics that I really like. In fact, some of them I've actually talked about on the channel. The Flash, Superman and the Legion of Superheroes, Infinite Crisis, JSA, Teen Titans, and Batman Earth 1, which finally gets the release of Volume 3 next year, and I hope to God the world doesn't end before that book drops because I have been waiting for so long. These are all great comics, but some of his other more popular stuff and a lot of his more recent stuff I'm just not into. Hence my surprise at the fact that I genuinely enjoyed the hell out of the first issue of 3 Jokers. Now, my original plan was to review all 3 issues of 3 Jokers, but then I read issue 2 and I just wasn't feeling it, and then that killed all my motivation to talk about it. Then I read issue 3 and I didn't know how to feel about it, let alone talk about the damn thing. But now that the dust is cleared and I've actually had time to read over the series again in its entirety and actually process the damn thing, I can now say with the confidence of a 2-inch flasher, I really liked Batman 3 Jokers. But I get the feeling that I would have liked it even more if DC didn't sabotage the book. Okay, so 3 Jokers, at its core, is a story about trauma and grief management. And these are all things that I think are really fascinating, especially within the context of a Batman Joker story. And I like how we really get into the head of our 3 main protagonists, Batman, Batgirl, and Red Hood, who are all characters who were obviously horribly emotionally scarred by the Joker. And even though it's hinted at that they might be experiencing trauma from different people, it's the Joker as an institution that really fucks with them. The concept dwarfs any physical entity. And I think, and again, I'm still mulling this all over in my head, but as of right now, I think the point of the story is that the Joker is to Batman and the Bat family what Batman is to the criminals of Gotham. A nightmarish force of nature divorced from any resemblance of something human. Batman has transcended the confines of mortality and become something incorruptible. A symbol, if you will. And the Joker, in many ways, has done the same. However, the key difference between Batman and the Joker is that Bruce has a family to keep him grounded. And because of that, Batman, for as larger than life as he is, isn't real. It's a character that he plays. He's not so far up his own ass that he's fallen down the rabbit hole of insanity with delusions of grandeur. He still has, in some ways, a sense of self-awareness. And that's something that the Joker doesn't have. He lacked a family. And because of that, he does see himself in the same way that everyone else does. And for that reason, he has abandoned his humanity. And, I think all that stuff is pretty cool, and it makes for a great story. Even if I think it's a little dumb that Geoff Johns is cementing the fragmented flashback from The Killing Joke as canon, but be that as it may, the story is still crotch rocket solid. But there's only one problem, and it isn't with the story itself. Unfortunately, the problem resides in the simple fact that Batman and the Joker are DC's cash cows. And if that company is gonna make a buck off anything, it's gonna be those 2 characters. Always, and forever, and forever, and ever, and ever, until the company dies or the universe dies, whichever comes first. And because of that cycle, there's bound to be some repetition. Look at it like this. The climax of the story takes place in the Monarch Theater, where Batman has to fight an army of zombified Joker people. Just like how in the main Batman book during the Joker War, Batman has to fight an army of undead Joker people in the Monarch Theater because the Joker's elevated his game plan from simply fucking with Batman to trying to beat him at his own game. Just like how in Batman White Knight, Joker gets tired of Batman beating the shit out of him, so he becomes an American politician and turns the city against him. And all the while, these comics more or less came out around the same time, or at the very least, they have some sort of chronological overlap. We also got Joker Killer Smile, Batman Smile Killer, Batman Damned, which was a direct sequel to Brian Azzarello and Lee Bermejo's Joker, Joker Harley Criminal Sanity, Harleen, Batman Curse of the White Knight, Batman White Knight Harley Quinn. You see where I'm going with this, right? Batman 3 Jokers reads like it was supposed to be the celebration of Batman and Joker's 80-plus year history of hyper-violent masculinity and sexual tension. Instead, it's just one of the 800 Batman Joker stories that we've had come out in the past 2 to 3 years. And don't get me wrong, I don't hate any of the aforementioned 800 Batman Joker stories that have come out the past 2 to 3 years. In fact, I think they're all quite good. In their own way. I just think that, and I'm not really going to be saying anything new here when I say this, maybe, just maybe, DC Comics has overexposed these characters and their rivalry to the point where any meaning they had left has been completely hollowed out. And that really fucking sucks. Because I feel like each of these stories, especially 3 Jokers, is written and drawn by the creative team with a sense of raw, unbridled passion, only rivaled by that of Simpson Belle Delphine's OnlyFans. But unfortunately, it's damn near impossible to revel in that passion because there's like 4 other stories just like it running concurrently. Anyways, in the end, Batman 3 Jokers, I honest to God really enjoyed it, but at the same time, this comic was robbed. And so were Jeff Johns and Jason Fabok, because they laid the groundwork for 3 Jokers way back in like 2016. But DC Comics had to be like, yo, what if we just greenlit nothing but Batman Joker stories for the next 4 years? Like, I don't even know how to emotionally register that. It just kind of sucks, and I don't like it. But hopefully, things are a little different in 2021, and DC realizes that they can utilize some of their other characters. What the fuck?